To play devil's advocate, do you think it's at all possible that your loyalty to your brother, while very admirable on a personal level, might be in some ways a political or policy liability, blinding you to mistakes he made?
No, I mean, so next week Mr. Trump is probably going to say that FDR was around when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. It's what you do after that matters, and that's the sign of leadership. It's not does anybody actually blame my brother for the attacks on 9/11? If they do, they're totally marginalized in our society. It's what he did afterwards that matter, and I'm proud of him, and so are a bunch of other people. You don't have to have your last name named Bush to be able to understand that. And it just calls into question Mr. Trump's credibility as a commander-in-chief and an architect of the next generation foreign policy, which we desperately need in this country right now.
Obviously, Al-Qaeda was responsible for the terrorist attack of 9/11. But how do you respond to critics who ask, if your brother and his administration bear no responsibility at all, how do you then make the jump that President Obama and Secretary Clinton are responsible for what happened at Benghazi?
Well, the question on Benghazi, which is hopefully will now finally get the truth to, is was the place secure? They had a responsibility in the Department of State to have proper security. There were calls for security. It looks like they didn't get it. The response in the aftermath of the attack, was there a chance that these 4 American lives could have been saved? That's what the investigation is about. It's not a political issue. It's not about the broad policy issue. Is were we doing the job of protecting our embassies and our consulates? And during the period, those hours after the attack started, could they have been saved?
Well, that's kind of proving the point of the critics I was just asking about, because you don't want to have your brother bear responsibility for 9/11, and I understand that argument, and Al-Qaeda is responsible, but why are the terrorists not the ones who are responsible for these attacks in Libya?